One people have been shot in the city this weekend, at least 4 of them killed. One of the most violent incidents happened just after 3 this morning in Chinatown near Canal and Cermak. Police say 1 man was killed, 3 others were hurt. The shooting happened outside Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp after an argument. As of right now, no one is in custody. And about 2 hours before that, Chicago police say 5 more men were shot in Washington Park. It happened at 51st and Calumet. CPD is not sharing many details about what exactly led up to this shooting. We do know the victims are between the ages of 24 and 32. They are all expected to be okay.
Right now, we're also working to learn the names of the 2 teens killed in a drive-by shooting in the Back of the Yards neighborhood. Police say the teens were in front of a house near 48th and Winchester.
2 teenagers who were killed. Glenn Marshall is live at police headquarters with more. Glenn?
Hey, good morning, guys. Now, that gun violence has prompted a Southside pastor to speak out after more than 40 people were shot. 5 people were killed, including 2 teens who were killed in a drive-by. A weekend filled with gun violence has left 5 people dead, including 2 teens on the south side. It happened Saturday near the corner of 48th and Winchester, just after 6 p.m. in the Back of the Yards neighborhood. Police are telling us the 2 teens, ages 15 and 17, were near the front of a home when they were approached by a vehicle. Someone inside started firing rounds, hitting the 15-year-old in the abdomen, and the 17-year-old was shot in the arm and armpit. Both were taken to Comer Children's Hospital, where they later died. Then on Sunday, gun violence claimed the life of a 39-year-old man outside of Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, which sits along the river. It happened around 3 in the morning on Sunday near the corner of Grove and Canal in the Armour Square neighborhood. Police are telling us a group of men were standing outside of the 24-hour restaurant when they began arguing with another group. At some point, the fight went from verbal to physical, resulting in gunshots. The 39-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. A 21-year-old took himself to the hospital after he was shot in the leg. He's listed in good condition. A 27-year-old also took himself to the hospital after he suffered multiple gunshot wounds. He's listed in critical condition. A 34-year-old was shot in the leg. He's listed in fair condition. Police have not said if they have anyone in custody. In total, 45 people were shot over the weekend, with 5 of them left dead because of the gun violence.
We want the DNC, that's coming to one of the hot spots of violence, Chicago, and we want them to put violence on the agenda.
And move the Southside pastor to demand Democrats do something while they're here for the DNC.
Violence is a public health crisis. It's a disease. So at the DNC convention, we're calling upon the delegates to move this nation forward and to put American civilian violence and a need for a national plan of civility on its plank, on its agenda.
And as of right now, no one is in custody for killing those 2 teens. If you have any information that could lead to an arrest, police would like you to contact them immediately. We're live outside of police headquarters. I'm Glenn Marshall, WGN News.
All right, thank you.
Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. You know who it is, who it should be. AKA J Cass. Better known now as who? Trucker J. I have to basically hold it manually because I forgot my tripod stand. So as you see, the worst race, the best race, let me not disrespect my race like that. The best race on the planet, but rated the lowest race because of the violence, the repeated violence that we do to ourselves in every black hood, not black suburbs, black hood in the United States. We are the most detrimental to ourselves. Am I an Israelite? Negative. Am I a Muslim? Negative. Am I a pro-black? Negative. I am a straight out the gutter 8 Mulford Gardens, Yonkers, New York, in the 80s when crack first touched down. You know, when the government threw the crack in the hood, for us to suffer. But then they folk, meaning the pilgrims, started being the best consumers. The ones that spent the most money with the blacks over the crack and the coke and the dope and the heroin and the opioids and everything. And that's when they came out with these laws and was throwing us away. But at first, they threw crack in the hood, you know, what they call that? The Contras and I forgot what that was. And they had that general on trial. You know what I mean? They threw it on him. They brought crack to the hood to destroy us. But the resilience of the blacks, we gonna sell this back to your people. And that's when it started affecting the suburbs, that's when they want to implement these what they call that, the Reagan era laws. Like they slapping you with 20 or better. And some of these brothers is just coming home. Okay, so Jay Cass, right? Speaking for myself, like I stated, I was in 8 Mulford Gardens, Yonkers, New York. They tore my project down, let's say mid-2000s. It was the worst project in Yonkers, worse than Mary J's project, worse than DMX's project, School Street, which is only 2 tall buildings. Mary J's is like a hellhole. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. Pissy hallways. They had 2 staircases in each building. Elevator was always broke. Piss stained elevators and floors. You know, I don't understand. You know, these people had control of us for 400 years, man. We had all these civil rights leaders. I know I sound repetitive in a lot of my posts, but I have to talk about it. Like, if I can understand that we need to stick together, we need to come together and elevate, why can't we do it? But let me give you a reason why, my opinion on why most black people, these youngsters, is doing what they doing to themselves. For one, they don't have God in their lives. These parents is having babies younger and younger. So when you 16, 14, and 15, I know I said that all kind of backwards and awkward, right? But anyways, you get the drift. And you having babies, you still want to party. You still want to live your life and not really be responsible for that youngster that you brought into the world. You remember back in the day, grandmas used to be in their high 60s and 70s. Now you got grandmas and they call themselves glammas instead of grandma in their late 30s, early 40s. You're not supposed to be no grandmother at that age. But it happens in our community more than ever. And by these mothers having these kids so young, they not going to church like grandma was. They not sending these kids to Sunday school like grandma did, Jay Cass. See, that's why I knew at a young age what type of God to preach to have some kind of goodness in my spirit, to not want to kill another person, anybody. But see, these kids is being raised on demon time, meaning they not going to church. The church don't exist in their vocabulary because their moms are still out there partying and acting stupid. And I think that's what the problem is, because they have no love in their heart. And when a person grows up and they in the hood on top of that, they surrounded by what's going on. They seeing what's going on in their element. And that's all they know is the animal instinct. But what I've learned, these white kids that's raised in the suburbs, they don't kill each other like this, man. They don't terrorize their own race. What they do is get high. A lot of them OD. on opioids. You understand what I'm saying? Or shooting heroin. Now, that's a lot of that going on in the white community. They do OD on drugs and use dope and all kinds of stuff. These parents have to take accountability for their children. That's where it starts at. Because it's never going to change until you take accountability for your kids, people. These young adults having kids, they not ready to have kids. Jay Cass wasn't ready to have a kid. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't ready to have no kid, man. Period. I wasn't ready to have no kid. I had my first kid at 17. But his mom was grown, though. So she had a choice. She was like 25. Because at that time, I thought I knew everything. I had no guidance. My mom been dead since I was 10 and a half. Pops was always at work. I was damn near 6'3" at 13 and 14. So I looked older than I was. And I was in the grown people activities, not knowing no damn better because I ain't have no guidance, man. Sad to say, Pop Dukes, yeah, he came and got me and brought me to a whole nother state, but he didn't nurture me. He just let me figure it out for myself. So I had to learn everything the hard way. But I never wanted to kill one of my own kind. I just wanted to make money in the streets and survive. Been there, done that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's 41 people shot in Chicago, 5 deceased, unalived. In the south side of Chicago, make it make sense. That's not that big, people. And guess whose community it is and who it always is? Black people. It's always our community that's destroying ourselves, self-genocide. And I don't want to hear the crap about, well, Jay Cass, you don't understand. Jay Cass understands because I was born into the gutter. First school, first fight, first everything. In the projects with 12-12 skinnies, different color, red, yellow, green, blue tops with crack residue in it, syringes with brown, dirty blood in it, pissy hallways, had to take my shoes off, roaches, rats. I come from that. So don't tell me I don't understand. I know all about the animal instinct, being in the gutter, all that. But when you gonna wake up, black man? Huh? When you gonna wake up? Y'all wonder why that other races weren't winning. Well, unfortunately, they enslaved us and they stole from us. So that's why they ahead. So don't ever think that it was because of our doing back then that we not ahead. They cheated. They stole from the Indians. They enslaved us 400 years. We had segregation, apartheid. Couldn't go to this restaurant, the Rosa Parks and all that. Martin Luther King, we shall overcome. You know the story. But why can't we come together, though, now? Since we know better. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. But we don't. And Jay Cash slips up sometimes, too. Because, like, if another brother screw facing me, I'm quick to... We got a problem. I'm guilty of it, too. But I don't start it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't start it. I will finish it. And sometimes I entertain it. And that's what I'm plagued with. I'm not perfect. But I will say what's up to my fellow brother, man. I will salute them in public. And if they show me something different, I match their energy. But see, this is what the Pilgrims do. You see what the Pilgrims do? They stick together. Those are two different truckers and they talking. They ain't got to worry about assassinating each other like we do. Why in the world should I wake up, step out my door, kiss my wife, hug my kids, and have to worry about my own kind when we really have the oppressor out here, the real op out here, that really don't like your black ass and wants you to go back to Africa even though we was here first? Huh? Make that ish make sense. Now, why this fool gonna park next to me? See, I slipped up because it is a brother. I don't want to hear this truck running, man. I don't. I'm trying to sit over here in peace. I don't want to hear this exhaust running. But he parked right out of all the spaces he could have parked. He parked right next to me. But I'm going to continue with my video because I don't want to end it and drive off somewhere else. But I just don't understand it. 41 people shot in one weekend, man. And it was more record-breaking incidents where people were shot in Chicago in one weekend. Like one time, I think it was 109. These are ridiculous numbers. Why are we doing this to each other, man? Make it make sense. It's sad to see it. And I come from the streets just like you. And I know better. It was just about the money, man. I was not about taking out my own people, assassinating my own people, man. Unaliving my own people. You know, it's a crazy world we live in. So my advice to anybody that's in them neighborhoods and you guys, you want better for your children, you're gonna have to relocate. And for those that's listening that's young and they tired of the carnage, tired of the bullets flying all the time, your kid can't come outside and go to the park, this is one field right here that can relocate you like immediately. If you got your CDL already and you just want to get away, this is one of them places where, one of these professions where you can move in all 50 states, get a job like that while the wheels is turning, your kids and your family is at home safe. You don't have to worry about nothing. That's the only advice I can give you, man, because Jay Cass did it. I got tired of being in the hood. I said, I'm not going to raise my two oldest kids in the hood, and I removed them. I did get my hands dirty. Yes, I was outside doing what I had to do to make it out the hood. But I knew I had my CDL to fall back on. This is for just the people that want to change or they don't mind driving a truck. This profession can get your family out the hood. It can. Because while you might have to go over the road just a little bit, regional or something, but while those wheels is turning, you know your family's at home, your kids is in a better school system, and you're away from all the nonsense, man. Because it's not going to change. It seems like this drill culture is what it is right now, and it's going to be like this for the next, sad to say it, the next few 6, 7, 8, 9 years. It don't look like there's no change in sight because these folks, your oppressor, they overstand and they know exactly what they doing. They like, we going to give the record deals to the ones that's talking the most drilling and unaliving. We're going to give them the record deals, and we're going to give the, the females, the ones that got the nice BBLs and the bodies or what have you, and talking that nasty, slutty stuff, we're going to give them record deals. There's no more MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Monie Love, X-Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, Brand Nubians, Tribe Called Quest. There's no more of that. The last of that you had was a J. Cole and Kendrick. Now, look at who you got. Lil Baby, DaBaby, Lil Durk, 21 Savage, and all these other little drillers and stuff. Are they talking bring your people together? Are they talking black unity? Never. You understand? It's never going to change. So, to help you out, remove yourself from a toxic environment. Take it from me. I did it. You see how I'm living. See, I don't do the tongue wrestling. That's why I post my receipts. How I'm living, what I'm driving. You understand what I'm saying? And it's all being maintained by this truck right here, by that CDL. There's no selling drugs, none of that. You have to be living proof. You have to give these youngsters the real. If Jay Cass can do it, I can do it. Facts. 41 people, man. all black though. I have yet to turn the news on and see 100, 80, 20, 10 pilgrims unaliving each other or shooting each other up. I have yet to see that. I have yet to see it. Now you might turn on them to see one OD'd on meth or stole a car or maybe unalived his whole family. But I have yet to see white on white crime. So these folks are still winning. They don't have to put on that Ku Klux Klan mask no more with the 3 holes. Nah. Let the niggers kill it, unalive the niggers. That's what they do. They sit back and laugh at us, man. We ain't never gonna get ahead. They already got us 400 years, and then after that, you understand what I'm saying? Trump already wants to implement, if he wins, we in trouble. Any cop can air you out and not get prosecuted for it. That's what Trump wants. We in trouble, man. We are in trouble. This, whatever, I don't really care for her because I feel like she ain't doing nothing for us. What's her name? Kamala Harris or whatever. She ain't done nothing for us. But she needs to win this election or we in trouble, man. We are in serious trouble. And that's real talk, man. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. If Trump wins, he's automatically giving them cops immunity, yo. It's going to be bad. I'm going to be terrified to go anywhere. Because they could pull you over, pop you, and say whatever and get off. They already been getting off. So imagine if Trump implements that immunity. Oh, my God. So you're going to have to get out here and vote, man. But something got to give. You young parents, you got to take accountability for your children and get them in Sunday school. Give them something. Give them God. Teach them about God because their hearts are ice cold. Their hearts are black. No young kid should be desecrating somebody's grave plot or plaque. No young kid should be talking about they smoking on somebody's body. That is sick. That is sick, people. You don't think that's sick? For another young kid that should be out here playing basketball or sports or doing something positive with their life, talking about they drilling and unaliving and smoking on somebody's body. Make it make sense. That is sick, man. That's a sickness. Or even wanting to take somebody's life. They should fear God so they wouldn't take nobody's life. It starts in the home. Take accountability for your children. And that's one to grow on. I'm about to pull up to my trailer and see if it's done. 100.